Hey guys, I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about my eye surgery in Merida, Mexico. So I've shared this on social media. I'll share the short version here, but I had to have eye surgery. I had a condition called a macular hole, and this hole, the only way to fix it is with a surgery. I saw a specialist in the United States, actually in Atlanta, who told me about the surgery and gave me the option to have it or not. It's one of those things where I didn't have to have the surgery, but to improve the quality of my life, I decided to have the surgery. So I saw the specialist when I was just visiting Atlanta, but then I came back home here to Merida and decided that I would get a second opinion and see if there was a surgeon here who could perform the surgery for me. And so I did. I found a surgeon here in Merida, and not only is she amazing, she also speaks English, which helps, right? And so we're able to have that conversation. So let me just be honest with you and let you know that I was scared. I honestly didn't want to have the surgery because it's not like LASIK when you go in and 15 minutes later you walk out and you can see in 3 days later. This is a major surgery. And so I was really, really afraid. And I think she saw that in our initial consultation. She could see my fear. She could see the anxiety just on my face. And she did so much to comfort me in that session. And I honestly left out of that appointment feeling like she gave me a great big hug. She didn't. She didn't touch me. Um, and that was a sign for me that I think I found the right doctor. And she kept saying, "Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry." Those were her, words that she said over and over again. And it just gave me so much peace about this pending surgery, right? So we start talking about what that looks like. And so now I know that this is a surgery that is going to require some downtime. I need to prepare to be away from my business. I need to be prepared to be away from my life, right? And so there are just certain things that I needed to be able to put in place ahead of time because a lot of these things are things that I wouldn't be able to do post surgery. So we talked through the process of that, and I had to do some lab work, had to get some additional eye tests done, things like that. So I did all of those things, and one day I had a moment where I was truly freaking out. I'm freaking out because one, I was communicating with her receptionist, and the receptionist doesn't speak English, and I think we were having some communication issues. Even Google Translate sometimes doesn't always translate things well. So I was having a freaked out moment, and she recognized that, and she called me. She called me in between appointments and she talked to me for like 5 to 10 minutes and just essentially calmed me down. I've never had that. I've never had anyone to ever do anything like that for me before. And so that helped me a lot. So as I'm preparing for the surgery, that call helped me in that preparation. So I had my freak out moment. We got the surgery scheduled, everything. I flew my daughter in. We got all of that stuff done. And the surgery was not done in her office, obviously. It was done at a surgery center here in Merida. So I show up at the surgery center. It's state of the art. It's very nice, very clean. And I'm just sharing this like because there are people who have a different perception about what things look like here in Mexico. And the receptionist was really nice. She gave me the forms and stuff to fill out. It's all in Spanish, but I mean, we don't read the stuff in English in the United States, so we're filling out those forms. And basically just basic information, some consent forms, things like that. So we filled out all the paperwork, and then they called me back to the back. It's an operating room, so you can't wear your regular clothes in there. So I had to take off my clothes and put on a gown and a like a what you call it, like a net over my hair. Then I was able to keep my socks on, but they made me put on like little booties again because it's got to be sanitary. So we get in there, and the nurse who was assisting me spoke English. So that was cool because we were able to have some conversation there. And he was essentially the translator for everybody else in the operating room, with the exception of my doctor. And so the anesthesiologist came in and she spoke a little bit of English and I spoke a little bit of Spanish. And so we were able to kind of communicate there, but they got me all set up and everything. I had the surgery, and I'll probably do another video about the surgery process. This video really is just about the experience that I had here with the medical care, right? And so they got me prepped, got the IV in for the sedation. So with this type of surgery, you can't be knocked out, but they sedate you. And I realized that they sedate you just so that you are relaxed enough that you don't punch them in the face when they start sticking needles in your eyeballs. Because yes, I got needles stuck in my eyeballs. It was painful. But the sedation is just kind of keep you calm and you can kind of hear and do whatever it is that they ask you to do, but you're really, really, really relaxed. Like it's almost like I've never used drugs, but I would imagine that it's probably similar to being high on drugs or something like that. Because it's like it's not a belligerent state, it's just this really calm state. So anyway, I had the surgery. After the surgery was over, came out of the operating room. They watched me as I came to from the sedation. And this was something that was so, so special because my surgeon, the doctor that I met with, gave my daughter her personal cell phone number and told her, to call her if I had any issues, if anything came up. And not only did she give her my number, she took my daughter's number and she called my daughter twice the day of the surgery to check on me. Guys, that blew me away. It really blew me away. And there were a few times where, like my eye was really red at one point. And she texted her, to find out if there was something that I needed to do. And it's just before the surgery, I suffered with dry eye. And so it's kind of, I don't know if it's magnified is the word, but anyway, magnified was kind of how it was, post surgery. But again, like she was very, very responsive. I had to I had several after surgery visits. So I had surgery on Wednesday. I went back to the doctor on Thursday. They looked at my eyes. I went back on Friday for them to look at my eyes. I went back on Saturday. And then I went back the following Wednesday. I've had several post-surgery meetings or appointments, and all of these appointments have been included. So since I paid for the surgery, I haven't paid for anything else. I haven't had to pay for any of the follow-up visits. The only other things that I've had to pay for was the drops, and I have a lot of drops. But even those drops haven't been super expensive. So I just wanted to share that because I had a lot of people asking me with a questioning tone, like, are you going to have the surgery in Mexico? And I know that there were people who were probably thinking that, but they didn't say it. And so I just wanted to share that because having the surgery here, in my opinion, was one of the best decisions for me. Not to mention the fact that if I had the surgery in the United States, I would have to stay there for 2 months. And there's no one in the United States, no offense, that I want to stay with for 2 months. And so, because I can't fly right now. So having the surgery here just made sense. And it was such an amazing experience. In addition to the high quality service, the compassion and the care that I received, it was also affordable. I was able to swipe my credit card and pay the credit card off, to pay for the surgery. So all out, like surgery, lab costs, medicine, it's less than $3,000 US. And so I am so grateful that I live here. I am grateful that I have access to such amazing and caring healthcare professionals. So that's again my experience. I just wanted to share what my experience was like here, because I know that there are some people who are maybe a little apprehensive about something like that. But that's my experience. I'll see you guys in the next video.